Oh, Spike's coming over. Get over here, Spike. Hi, friends. You guys see Spike? I don't know if you can see him. I'll bring you down so you guys can say hi. Here he is. A little dude. Ready for some meditation? Pamela is manifesting my Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi should be strong today. Hoping for strong Wi-Fi. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but you never know with these things. Oh, Mr. Puppy, you're so snuggly. He's just the best. Okay, let's get myself centered, organized. Yeah, that'll work. Hello, Jasmeet. Hello, Deb, Trixie. Nice to see you. Fernando, nice to see you. Hello, Pamela, Claire. Greetings from cold London, as opposed to warm London. Isn't it always cold? Rose, nice to see you. Puppy love, yes. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you. Good. We're going to get started with our manifestation here today on a new moon day. New moon is a couple of days. Does anyone here work with the moon, the cycles of the moon already? Or should I go through the whole breakdown of why we manifest on the new moon and what you should do on the full moon? Hi, Devin. Hi, did it. Claire, it's rarely very cold in London. Well, that was not my experience when I lived in London, Claire. It was rather chilly when I was there. I was there in February. Trixie, we'll do the breakdown. We can do the breakdown. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my puppy here. Okay, so we can all feel there are cycles of how energy work. There are patterns of how energy work, right? And we ascribe a calendar to it according to, like the human way to understand time mathematically. But when we go beyond linear time, we experience more like, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the earth, the cycles of, the solar system, everything rotating around. So eventually you come back to where you started, but just a little bit different, right? So, knowing that we are energy in the universe, we can use that cyclical pattern-like energy of the universe. And it's not really like a circle, it's more of a Mobius strip. It's more like that infinity symbol. It's easier for the human brain to understand it that way, if I find. Spike, where are you going? You don't want to stay for talking about quantum physics? He's like, you humans and your words. You just gotta feel it. So knowing that there is a cyclical pattern to how the solar system works and that you too are energy in the solar system, you can attune yourself to that energy here on Earth. We use the moon primarily. Now, if you have a uterus and you have a menstrual cycle, then you can utilize different points of that cycle as well in order to deepen your essentially psychic connection. That would be one way of putting it. Your manifestation power, your wish granting power, your witchy powers, your manifestation powers, whatever phrasing you like to use. There are different moments when hormonally, neurologically, spiritually, astrologically, we are more open to asking and receiving. So that's during the luteal phase of your menstrual cycle. There are two luteal phases in a month-long menstrual cycle. And then if you don't have a menstrual cycle, or you're on birth control, or you're beyond it, you can use the moon. Okay, so we have two moon events that we like to use for manifestation. We've got new moon, which is today. So that's when the moon is pretty much dark, right? It's a new moon. It's not shining its full light quite yet. So this is the time for us to set the intention for what we want this next cycle to be. When we're talking about cycle, we're looking at both a 1 month cycle, a 2-week cycle to the full moon, a 1 month cycle to the next new moon, and then a 6 month cycle to the sister new moon in the future. So we set short-term, medium-term, and long-term intentions, goals during the new moon cycle of each month. Isn't that great? We get 12 wish granting days per month. So when we come to the full moon, that's going to be our time to examine, okay, what's getting in my way? What are the obstacles? What lessons, what patterns am I continuing to learn? And that's when we examine the shadow side, the limiting beliefs, the things that are holding us back from receiving what it is that we truly want and deserve. So since we are in the new moon, we're going to use today to set intentions for what it is that you want. I'd love love to know though, did that make sense as we're all kind of filing in here? That was my brief introduction to how to use the moon energy and your own divine feminine energy in order to get what you want. Perfectly explained, Jasmine, clearly explained. Perfect, thank you. Okay, just want to make sure everyone understands. Any questions at this point? Otherwise, I'll dive into the introduction. I'll tell you all who I am. Some of you know who I am, right? Who's been here with me before? I'm not on very much anymore because I'm very busy. I'm traveling a lot. I will be on more in the new year. But who's been here with me before? You can say hi in the comments, or you can hit the heart button to say hi. It's nice to see you again. And then I'd love to know if you're new, if this is your first time, or it's your first time. Kiara, the luteal phase, And you think of luteal, and there's actually etymologically, is that how that's pronounced? That relates to the moon, lunar, moon, right? Luteal phase, you get two of those in a cycle. When you're ovulating, and then right before you start your period, you get the luteinizing hormone being released from your brain, telling your uterus, hey, time to open up, time to release. And it is during that release that you also open the psychic channels to receive. That is why it is so powerful to have a uterus. Yay. Shiloh, first time, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, we've got 34 people in here. Hi everyone, my name is Morgan Balavage. I'm Splendid Yoga. That's my brand, that's my username here on this app and elsewhere in the social media world. We're gonna do some manifesting today. We're gonna get into a bit of meditation. You might want to do some journaling. So if you're a journaler, you might want to grab your journal. Some people just like to think about it. So if you're not a journaler, no big deal. But maybe take these first few minutes to go snag a little something to write on. You guys hear a Spike little tapping around. I have got to get those nails clipped. What are you looking for, puppy dog? What do you need? Do you want me to lift you up? Do you need help? I'll help you up. Spike is very capable of jumping onto that couch, but sometimes you just want to lift. So, I work as a yoga teacher. I teach yoga at the University of California, Santa Barbara. I actually live here in Los Angeles, here in Marina del Rey. I'd love to know where you are in the world so I know what kind of time zones we're working with, and also just because it's fun. It's fun to celebrate the global community that we have here. And I travel all over the world. I run retreats. I do workshops. I do coaching. I have a global clientele that I work with in person and online, and I love it. I love all of it. But I love, one of my favorite parts of my business is having it here on Insight Timer, because this is such a valuable community, and I love the connection that we're all able to create. And it's so different for me as someone who produces a lot of content to come on here and share with you guys versus going on like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, who would do such a thing, and in order to connect with people where you can feel it viscerally. And I think you all know what I'm talking about, is you can feel that we're all tuned in, we're all here for our highest healing. And especially when it comes to manifesting, there is a lot of power in manifesting as a collective. That's why I host retreats for manifestation, weekend retreats, because as a collective, as a group, we just become so much more powerful. Let's see where you guys are all from. Kristen in Wisconsin, pretty chilly up there. Trixie in Washington State, I bet it is cold up there. Deb in Austin. Jasmeet from India, that's fun. Aura in Stockholm, beautiful. I just picture white and red. Is that the flag? Or is that Switzerland? Sorry, I'm terrible. Product of a public American education. Karen in Vermont, I bet it's nice and cozy over there. Astrid in Melbourne. Ooh, you're already in tomorrow. How's tomorrow going, Astrid? Yuji in Italy. It's a little bit later over there. Thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, thanks. We don't do 24-hour time here in the States. I have to do the math in my head. Hi, Jude in the UK. Shiloh's in Amsterdam. That's fun. Yvonne also in Melbourne. So lovely to have you all here. Thank you. It's so nice to be able to connect all over the world. And it is, just the tiniest little world, isn't it? Marilyn in Brazil. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining a little bit later on in the afternoon over there. I'm excited. I get to go to Costa Rica soon, and I'll be headed to Mammoth Mountain tomorrow to go skiing. A couple of my manifestations that I made happen this year. Okay, so Let's see, where do we want to go from here? Let's all get into a comfortable seat. We'll do a brief meditation, just some simple breathing exercises in the yogic tradition in order to focus and ground the mind. So eventually you'll close your eyes. You might want to keep your eyes open so you can see visually what my hands and my face are doing. We're going to do the alternate nostril breathing. And what this does is help connect the neural pathways of your right and left hemisphere. It's really beneficial if you're exhausted or jet lagged, really helps to kind of reset those circadian rhythms. And it also helps if you have ADHD, like me. If you have trouble focusing, if you find yourself constantly puttering around, starting and half finishing projects, if you walk into a room and you're like, well, why did I come in here? But like all day long, and you probably have ADHD. And alternate nostril breathing is a holistic way to help manage it when you really need to focus. So I want you to think, as we're breathing in, you're going to breathe in through the left nostril, and then imagine the air coming into the right hemisphere of the brain. And then as you exhale, imagine a loop, and then it comes out the right nostril, and then it's going to loop back up through the right, and then it's going to come out the left. So it's kind of like a half like loop-de-loop Mobius strip that we're going for here as we breathe in and out. But I really want you to picture the breath, the energy, the prana, the shakti, the life force as you're breathing in and out through the nostrils, connecting the different hemispheres of the brain. Lindsay says, you are nailing me to a T right now as I'm listening to you. Yes. Oh, this is something else that I do. I'm a psychic channeler. I'm a medium. So this is another great thing about doing these events is I get to channel all the information that you guys need to know. But also ADHD is very common amongst the spiritual community. That is perhaps a topic for another talk, the connection between ADHD and spirituality. That's a lot of the work that I do with my clients. Feel free to join me in my circle. It's called the Splendid Yoga Healing Circle. Ask me about it over there. We can have a conversation about how to manage your ADHD spiritually. Okay, so for now, the alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So there are two things you can do with your hands. You can hang loose the shaka, or you can release your peace fingers and place them on your third eye. It's a little bit more advanced, and if you have, like an arthritis situation, it may just not be possible. So hanging loose is totally fine. So you're going to plug the right nostril. You're going to inhale through your left. Plug both. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Exhale left. Let's do it again. Inhale left. Hold. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Exhale left. Again. Inhale left. Hold. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Exhale left. Release your hands to your lap. Close your eyes if they were open. And look in between your eyebrows like you're trying to look way back into the middle of your brain. Your eyelids will start to flutter. Keep looking back. If the eyes fatigue, you feel the ocular muscles start to burn, just relax, look down the tip of your nose or roll your eyes around. And then try again, look right back, straight up between the eyebrows, and then like you're drawing a line through the middle of your brain, straight through to the very center. So you're welcome to stay seated with your eyes closed as we move through this next phase. I'll be asking you a series of questions. You can think about them, meditate on them, let the thoughts come and go. You can put in the comments you can share with each other, or you can write in your journal of response. I'll give you a few minutes to ruminate on these things. So take a moment, get settled in whatever position you want to receive, contemplate, share. So, first question is, how do I want to feel in 2 weeks? How do I want to feel in 2 weeks? And it might just be one word that comes to mind. It might be the actual feeling, in which case notice where it is in your body. Notice the temperature of it. Notice any sensory words that arise for this feeling that you want to cultivate. Feelings like love, abundance, gratitude, generosity. Now ask yourself, how do I want to feel in 1 month? Is it different than how you want to feel in 2 weeks, or do you want to feel more of that in a month? Ask yourself, how do I want to feel in 6 months? Is it different? Is there more that comes in? Is it more of the same? Just notice. Not right or wrong, just noticing. If you're journaling, take another minute or so, finish up. We'll move on to the next series of questions. What do I want to bring in 2 weeks that will help me feel the way I want to feel in 2 weeks? What can I bring in the next couple of weeks that will help me feel that way? ask yourself, what do I want to bring in 1 month that will help me feel how I want to feel in a month? And you've got plenty of time to contemplate this. When you're ready, ask yourself, what do I want to bring in 6 months that will help me feel how I want to feel in 6 months? And I notice for myself, the feelings are usually pretty much the same. What I want in 2 weeks, a month, or 6 months. What I want to bring in looks wildly different. Because you have to be realistic with yourself to a certain degree, but you can dream big. And I encourage you to really allow your heart, your mind, and your spirit in alignment to tell you what it is that you need to bring in to feel how you want to feel. Knowing that all feelings are valid. It's not that we're trying to avoid feeling a certain way or running away from processing the full spectrum of the human experience. We're learning that element of self-mastery, of learning how to bring a sense of joy to everything that we do, allowing that joy to manifest in a variety of ways, just because it's easier. It's just easier to work from joy. That's the only reason. So we start from this place of manifesting joy or bliss, samadhi, whatever word you use to describe your enlightenment. And then we work backwards from there to see how we break that down for our individual selves from a feeling, from a somatic place. And then we break down from there what we need to achieve in the external world, in the 3D world, to feel on our internal world, on our spiritual world. Because the spiritual experience is the feeling experience in this form, human form. So we've gone through two question themes, 3 different time frames. So the final question I'll offer you is, what can you do today? One thing, one simple thing, to bring in what you want to bring in the next 2 weeks. What's one thing you can do today? And after we're done, I'll go through examples and we'll share, so you can get ideas if you're drawing a blank. And then what's one thing that you can do today to bring in what you need to bring in to feel how you want to feel in a month, 1 month? Okay. Now I want you to finish up if you're writing, if you're journaling. Take another minute or so to finish up. If you're sitting, you're meditating. Let this thought cycle wind down. We're going to come and all join together in a closing meditation, and then we'll do a little Q&A afterwards. So as you're ready to get settled into your seat and close your eyes, you take your hands, take your right hand and face it out in front of your right shoulder. Take your left hand and face it up, kind of at your waist. Just go back so you guys can see. It's the symbol of equal giving and receiving. So you breathe in through the left, receive. You breathe out through the right to give. You picture that circle or a Mobius strip coming in and out. And if there's a color that wants to come in as you breathe, you invite in that color. Bring your palms together and your thumbs to your heart, and to your forehead, and to your heart again. And bow forward. Namaste, friends. Take a moment. Come back into your body, that energy back in your belly. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's one word for how you want to feel in 2 weeks? One word for how you want to feel in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Costa Rica, and I want to be feeling relaxed. Mary wants to feel confidence. I love that. Shiloh wants to feel free. Perfect. Alyssa wants to feel peaceful. Yes. Fernando wants more energy. What kind of energy, Fernando? And be careful what you ask for. The universe is tricky and very literal. Rose, blissfully joyful. Had to do 2. That's all right. That's all right. Jude wants to feel connected. Yes. Astrid wants to feel organized. The Queen's English. Ida wants to feel connected also. Beautiful. Yeah. Marilyn wants to feel abundance. My girlfriends and I, we joke, if one of us does a really ridiculous autocorrect or like typo when we're texting each other, we'll send a voice memo back pronouncing the typo. So when I read that, Marilyn, I wanted to say, I don't even know how I would say that. Abundance. It's fun to say. Abundance. Okay, so what do you want to bring in 2 weeks that will help you feel abundance and connected and organized and blissfully joyful and energized and peaceful and free and confidence? What can you bring in 2 weeks that will help you feel how you want to feel? Mary's going to bring in trust. Shiloh's going to bring in healthy food. Yes. You are repeating yourself, Mary. That's funny. You have a shadow. Jude is going to take some quiet time, wants to bring in some quiet time. That's lovely. Yeah. More trust for Astrid. Melissa, yes, high positive vibration for love, bringing that in. I love it. I love it. So then we come to that last question, which is what's one thing that you can do today to bring in what you need to bring in to feel how you want to feel in 2 weeks? So I'll give you some examples. If you want to feel trust, it starts from learning how to trust yourself. So you learn how to have honest, healthy communication with your body. I do that through yoga. That's how I build self-trust. That's how I learn what feels good in my body and what feels bad, so that I know in the real life when something starts to feel bad, I got to do something else. Healthy food, that would be one thing I would do today for myself, looking for healthy food, and as someone who travels quite a bit. And I am a vegan, but it is very easy to eat unhealthfully as a vegan. So my metric for healthy food is if it gives me energy, good. If it drains me of energy, not good. And I'm not talking like, a candy bar will give me energy, but then it's ultimately going to drain me of energy. But like an apple, that's going to keep me going. That's healthy. That's sustainable energy. So if there was one thing I was going to do today to like incorporate more healthy food, is I would go through all of the food that I already have and then like find one new recipe and then go to the store and get everything else I needed for that one new recipe, like a really healthy recipe. So Jude, for quiet time, I would look at your calendar, however you schedule your life, and put in your quiet time. Like I have my quiet time between 4 and 9 a.m. I have it blocked out on my calendar. It's my time, my time. Astrid, another way to bring in an element of self-trust is to build your intuition. And this is kind of a fun exercise. You go to the grocery store without a list. Oh, especially for the type A among us. They're like, oh my God, I need a list. No, you trust your intuition that you're just going to get what you need to get. And if you didn't get it, it turns out you don't need it, because we don't need most of what we bring into our lives. As it turns out, mostly what we just need to do is breathe. We can live without most of the other stuff for at least a couple of days. Can't live without breathing for more than, a couple of minutes for most of us. Melissa, to bring in a high positive vibration for love, you got to love yourself. You got to date yourself. You got to take yourself out on a date. You got to, pleasure yourself. Buy yourself flowers. Go out to a nice meal. Get yourself something pretty, wink at yourself in the mirror, or doing a selfie or doing a live video. Just like stare at yourself and just, kind of flirt with yourself and just notice how cute you are. The more you love yourself, that's a pretty high vibration. You'll attract somebody to love you. Devin, you're so wonderful. Thank you. Jude, thanks for being here. Astrid, yeah, exercise, walking, definitely 100%. Going for walks, one of the healthiest things we as humans can do. Really, our bodies were built really well to walk, not really run. We're not great runners, most of us. Not great climbers, but a lot of us can walk pretty well. Okay, so then we go through the same series of questions. How do you want to feel in 1 month? So we'll compare this to how you want to feel in 2 weeks. So for me, like in 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Costa Rica. In 1 month, I'm also going to be in Costa Rica. I'm traveling a lot. As I said, I have 2 trips to Costa Rica this month. So when I'm in Costa Rica, the second time though, I do want to feel different. I want to feel spiritually connected, because I'm going there for a retreat. It's going to be a very different experience from hanging out with my friends at a resort. So in 1 month, I want to feel spiritually connected. And I would love to know from anyone who cares to share. In 1 month, how do you want to feel? And is it different? Is it different than how you want to feel in 2 weeks? I'm curious for anyone who wants to share. Yeah, Jude, and wants to feel grounded. I love that. Before, you wanted to feel connected. So yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting, Jude. I bet when you get connected, you will feel grounded. I wonder if you're an extrovert, Jude, where you feel more grounded having people around you. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how these feelings kind of lead one into the other. Because I know if I relax more in 2 weeks, I will be able to better spiritually connect in 1 month, right? These things all kind of line up. And because we're tuning in with the moon, we get a little extra boost of energy. It's like when you're driving Super Mario Kart and you go over the zoom, and you get to go a little faster than everyone else for a second. That's what working with the moon cycle is like. Like you'll get there, you'll finish the race. But it's fun to get a little push in the right direction. So, and then we go through the exercise. What do you want to bring in 1 month to feel that way, to feel grounded? Yeah, Melissa, in 1 month, you want to be relishing in the high vibration and creating more. You got to do some sacral chakra work to get into that creative zone. Sacral and heart chakra, connect both of those. So yeah, what do you want to bring in 1 month to feel that way? So I know for me, traveling, going to this retreat, I booked this months ago. I made this arrangement for myself months ago. This was one of my 6-month manifestations that I came up with. But now I get to take advantage of it in a month. I get to feel that spiritual connection. When I travel, when I get on a plane to Costa Rica. And then let's see, Fernando, you need better sleep. You want to create a better evening routine. I love that. Yeah, same here. Evenings are hard for me. I kind of fall apart at night and I usually just fall asleep on the couch watching Netflix. Then I move to the bed when Spike barks at me that he's ready for nappies. Jude wants to stretch. Yes, yoga totally helps with connection, totally helps with grounding. So then what's one thing that you can do today to set yourself up for success? For a month, you can feel how you want to feel. You can bring in what you need. So like Jude, if you want to stretch, one thing you could do today is check out a local yoga studio or find a local YouTube yoga teacher like me, and join their program and get started, and see if it helps. See if in a month anything's changed. I bet everything's changed. Fernando, for you, one thing you could do today to create a better evening routine is just turn your phone off. Set an alarm at 2 hours before you want to go to sleep and be like, turn your phone off. And then actually physically turn it off. Leave it in the other room. Oh my God, leave it in the other room. And just try one thing. If that's too hard, maybe the one thing is, that's the one thing, Fernando. No, that's the thing you need to do. It will help. It will change your life. Okay, so we'll come to our final series of questions here. How do you want to feel in 6 months? How do you want to feel in 6 months? And is it different? Is it different than how you want it to feel in a month or 2 weeks from now? How do I want to feel in 6 months? In 6 months, I just want to be madly in love with life. That's what I want. I'm getting there. I like it. I don't, maybe I like it, but I'm not quite in love with it right now. I'm going through a phase, I'll go through phases. Kate, turning down the lights in your house, definitely. Yeah, the lights really mess with our circadian rhythms. If you really want to reset your sleep, go camping for a week. That'll reset you. So Fernando, in 6 months, you want to feel accomplished at work. Beautiful. Yes, I like that. A sense of accomplishment, maybe a sense of fulfillment. Notice where will you feel that in your body? Where will you know, I have accomplished something. I have done it. Astrid wants to feel satisfied with myself. Yeah, where in your body do you feel satisfaction? Where are you I'm great. I am so satisfied with myself. I don't want or need anything else. I am so satisfied. Where do you feel that? I feel that mostly in my solar plexus chakra. The accomplishments I feel in my heart. My heart is such a people pleaser. Astrid, do you feel that satisfaction in your heart? Yeah, heart chakra. Beautiful. Okay, so then what do you want to bring in 6 months that's going to help you feel accomplished at work? That's going to help you feel satisfied with yourself. That's going to help you feel madly in love with life, every aspect of it. What can you bring in the next 6 months? And this is where you get to dream pretty big, because that's a long time in kind of the human construct of time. But for the universe, it's it's already happened. So, and look how much change has happened in the past couple of years, right? Time is quite literally speeding up. It is, even by our Western calendar, we can measure it. It's measurable. But also just energetically, these things are getting quicker and quicker. You can bring in what you want more quickly. You can do the deep spiritual healing that you need to do way more efficiently now than ever. It's really supported because it's so necessary. I don't know how the rest of them are dealing with it. Shiloh, in 6 months, I want to be in love. I mean, you can choose to be in love anytime, but I imagine you're talking about some sort of romantic relationship. And time is illusion, 100%. Time is relative to our human experience. Outside of our human brains, no time. No time exists. There is only now. I like the Greek concept of time as in chronos. Chronos, it's ASLK, which is like time is more of an era rather than rather than looking at it like a year. You would look at it in terms of like, oh, that was the era that I lived in that town, right? I often look at my life in terms of like eras of relationships that I've had. I was like, oh yeah, that was the so-and-so era, right? Or like that was the Santa Barbara era. Yeah, so, but it's helpful for the human brain to kind of, especially when we're goal setting and manifesting, to be like, with 6 months, 6 months just gives us something to, gives us a time parameter, I guess, for something that is really achievable. Because the brain, like 5 years from now, is like, I don't know if I really want to plan that far ahead. Life changes so much. But 6 months, we can plan about 6 months ahead of time. So Fernando, I want to be the department well-being coach / promoter. I love it. That is so specific. So then that next question is, Fernando, what is the one thing that you can do today that will help you become the department well-being coach / promoter, that will help you feel accomplished at work, right? What's going to help you get to that place? So there's one thing that you can do today. And then every day you ask yourself for those 3 time frames, what's one thing I can do today to bring in what I need to bring in to feel how I want to feel in 2 weeks, in 1 month, and in 6 months. And my friends, if you ask yourself this question, and especially if you write it down first thing in the morning at 4 a.m., between the hours of 4 and 6 a.m., when your brain is like so open to learning and taking in new information, your life will change lickety split. You'll come back to me, as many of you have here in these live events, through my emails, through my social media, and told me all the magical things you guys manifest. I love it. I love hearing from you guys using these little tricks that we pick up along the way. So we have 111 people in here. Good. An angel number. I do appreciate those. Thanks, angels. We appreciate it. Thanks for your help. We need it. Do we have any questions? Are there any questions for anyone here? Do me a favor. Give me a follow. If you haven't yet, am I pointing to my face? Give me a follow by clicking on that button, and then it'll say, do you want to follow Morgan? And you'll be like, yeah, sure. So give me a follow. Then you'll get alerts when I go live, which I'll be doing a few more times this year, and then a lot more in the new year. Give me some hearts if this resonated with you, if this was helpful for you. I am happy to do it, but I like to know that it's hitting home for you guys. And and I'm hosting a retreat. I'm hosting a retreat called How to Manifest Literally Anything. We're going to do this together in Arizona next year, next March. So if you follow me, you go click on the link in my profile, you can find out more information about that. I would love to have you join me. It'd be great. Let's see, Anne, you woke up at 4:30 and told myself what I was going to do, and it happened. I was shocked. I usually don't follow my plans. It's the magic hour. Your brain it's like it was when you were a child, and you could just learn so easily. You get those gamma waves running through your brain, and energetically it's just like so ready to receive information. It's a magical time. And spiritually, like there's no reason to force yourself to wake up at 4 a.m. to do this stuff. It's not going to work that well if you have to force it. But there will come a time in your spiritual journey where you just naturally awaken between the hours of 4 and 6 a.m. You just wake up and you're like, well, this is it, I'm up. You use that time wisely to encourage high vibrational activities, yoga, meditation, affirmation work, spiritual reading, insight timer lives, etc., etc. Your life and the world becomes a much better place. Fernando, you're a radiographer. Do you know what that is? Like x-rays and stuff? You doing some MRI stuff? Is that what that does? Yeah, the intention helps you as well. Yeah, the intention setting can be very powerful. Astra did not know about that time. Yeah. I say 3 to 6 a.m. is kind of the magical spiritual time. Because let's see, I mean, there are a number of reasons for it. One of the reasons is that just most people are asleep, so there's less like psychic noise. Hi G, welcome from Australia. You want to be living in a great new to me home that I bought for a great price. House markets, yeah. So yeah, the price is always going to be crazy. It's only going to go up for a while. So you got to make more money, G. You got to bring in some more money. Hey, so I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel. So if you're just tuning in, go give me a follow. Click on the link in my profile. You can check out my YouTube channel so you can watch the whole thing to learn the tricks we did to help you get that house. I'd love for you to have that house. Fernando does MRI and CT scans. Yeah, but the pandemic has been a challenge for you, Fernando. The angel number 111. So if you see 111 or 1111 often, I start these events at 1111, which is fun. My time, California time. That is a sign from the universe that the angels are with you, that your guides are with you, that if you want to receive information, if you have a question for your guides, if you need some intuitive guidance, or if you just want to know that like, hey, they have your back, like you can take that as a sign that like, yeah, things are going okay. All right, things are going well. So now let's talk about the rational side of that. The woo side of it is like, it's the universe, it's communicating with us. And that's really fun. I love to live in that world. The rational side of us is like our brain, neurologically, our nervous system is always looking for reassurance that it's safe. And when it learns, oh, if I see that sign, then I'm safe. Just like if it sees the caution sign or the stop sign, that means something to the body, right? So if it sees that sign and it thinks that, then you're going to look for it and you're going to see it all the time. And you can continually reaffirm that to yourself and it will consistently be true. Yes, you are safe. Yes, you are protected. Yes, you are intuitive. Yes, you are guided. Yes, you have access to a higher wisdom at all times. But if you need that extra little boost, 1111, 111, 222, these angel numbers can give you that little extra psychic boost. You don't need them. If you don't see them, it's not like you're cursed. I hope that makes sense. Elizabeth, when I was visiting my mother-in-law's grave, I looked to see the time and it was 11:11, so I felt her presence. Hopefully that was a sweet feeling for you, Elizabeth. I hope that wasn't like, she's back. No, I can't imagine. No, the demons can't use those numbers. Okay. I think that's about it. Have I said all my things? If anyone is called to donate, I do appreciate your donations. Thank you for contemplating it. They do to Insight Timer, help Insight Timer build out their platform. They just did this big redesign. Hey, what do you guys think of the redesign? I haven't been around here because I like to give apps some distance when they do big changes. So I've been focusing on other aspects of my business, but I'm curious. I'd love to know what you guys think about the app. You can actually, if you want to talk about it, you can join me in my circle. Search for the Splendid Yoga Healing Circle. I just put it in the chat. Splendid Yoga, that's me, that's my brand. And we can talk about the app stuff, amongst other things, manifestation, angel numbers, ADHD. I like to talk about a lot of stuff. I love your attitude too, Anne. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. G likes the old one better. Yeah, that's pretty common. That tends to be the thing. You'll get used to it and they'll change it again and you'll like the old one better. I still miss certain iterations of the podcast app. I still am like I kind of stopped listening to podcasts because I'm so annoyed that the app isn't what I want it to be. It does take some time for these things to adapt and for the bugs to work themselves out. But they made some sweeping changes. And they're always open to feedback. So do email them. Not go back to the old way, but if there's a feature that I really miss that was really important to me, I would email them and tell them hey, I missed this feature. Can we have it back? Or maybe it's just in a different spot and you just haven't quite found it yet. But they're growing. It's a work in progress, like all of us. Like all of us. We have to give it grace, we give ourselves grace. They're doing the best they can. You can't see the circle to get into with the new one. That's too bad. That's weird. I don't know. You can't search for it? Can you use that link? Does that link work? Oh. Shoot me a message and I'll send you a direct link. Send me a message. You can email me. I'll put my email in here. hi@splendid.yoga. Or shoot me a message on the app, and I will send you a direct invitation. Yeah. Okay. How are we feeling about our manifestations? Are we gonna make it happen? Are we gonna make it happen? Is it gonna happen? Let's make it happen. I'm gonna go finish packing. That's the one thing I can do today to make feeling relaxed in 2 weeks, feeling spiritually connected in 1 month during the next new moon, and in 6 months falling madly in love with life by packing right now to go skiing at Mammoth tomorrow. I will manifest my dream life. I will feel how I want to feel. I'll be able to live in joy and share my metta and shine my light upon the world. Edward, thank you. Go to Morgan's page, check the about link. That's where my circle will be. I didn't know that. Thanks, Edward. Appreciate that. All right, look at us helping each other. This is why I love this community. I'm here for you guys as a resource. Do check out the link in my bio if you like my vibe. There are lots of ways that we can keep in touch. But I do like coming on here. I'll be here the week of Christmas. I'll be coming on live doing something. I can't remember. I think I'm doing a sound healing right then. We'll see. I would love to know one word for how you're feeling right now, right this very second. I'm feeling pretty elated, a little bubbly, a little effervescence in my heart chakra. You didn't see it in there, Christine. Maybe I need to do something on my end to connect it. It's weird. Fernando feels relaxed. Kathleen is at peace. Jude feels motivated. Yes. Astrid feels alive. You're doing it, girl. You're breathing. Marjon feels positive. Good. Les feels joyful. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so pleased. Got 124 people in here for little new moon magic. Thank you for joining. Hi, Annette. I will be posting this recording on my YouTube channel, so go give me a follow, or you can Google Splendid Yoga. You'll find my YouTube channel, and I'll have it up there in a couple of hours. All right? Do check it out. It was a good session. Annette, you're feeling stressed? Yeah, go check out my YouTube channel, dude. You can be stressed if you want to be stressed, but we got some methods to deal with it. Let's close out with some exhalations to release Annette's stress, shall we? Okay, get into a comfortable seat. Breathe in through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale a third of the way and pause. Exhale 2/3 and pause. Exhale everything out. Begin again. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 1/3. Pause. Exhale 2/3. Pause. Exhale all the way out. Begin again. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 1/3. Pause. Exhale 2/3. Pause. Exhale everything. Hold it as long as it's comfortable, just before the panic starts. And a natural inhale. And a natural exhale. Annette, did that help? Yeah, Fernando's right. When we control our breath, we control everything. Annette, it did help. Oh, good. It's a quick one. So to follow me, you can search for my name, Morgan Balabaj. If you click on my face, I think I'm pointing to it. If you click on my face where it says live, that'll bring up a little box and it'll give you the option to follow. I think that it used to be that way. Maybe you guys can confirm if that's still the case. Is it working? It does. Okay. So yeah, you click on my face. Okay, you did. Sweet. Thanks. Thanks for following me, Mickey. Glad to have you on the team. Yeah, that's really all I've got. You guys have a beautiful Saturday or Sunday here in Australia. I mean, we can all have a beautiful Sunday, I guess. Just good days ahead, I think. Keep breathing. Stay focused on how you want to feel while making space for the entire spectrum of the human emotion. The spiritual experience is the feeling experience. So learn how to feel it in a way that feels delightful, joyful, with gratitude. Be receptive. Namaste.